Hello golfers, and welcome to the Jess Golf Academy YouTube channel here at the beautiful Deer Creek Golf Club. Another gorgeous day. And today, how to crush your driver using the power pivot. The power pivot, the turn in your backswing, is crucial for you to hit the ball higher, farther, more solid with the driver. And so how to crush your driver with the power pivot? Easy drill to start with. We're going to put the club across our shoulders, number one. Okay, we're going to get into a little bit wider stance. We're going to feel just slightly more tilt at address here with the driver. So with an iron, we're more level. With a driver, we're tilted where my right shoulder is a little lower, so at address. Number two, we're going to feel the power pivot. As we go back, you are going to let your right hip turn behind you. Greg Norman called this his number one tip for hitting his driver the farthest and the straightest, and he was one of the best drivers for a long time, the longest driver, the number one player on the tour. It's one of my favorite golf tips to use, is as he swings back, his right hip pocket is turning back behind him. It allows his shoulders to turn more than 90 degrees. So you can see this, as I go back, I'm maintaining a center pivot. I'm tilting, turning, extending, allowing my right hip to turn back behind me. Okay, so as I do this, most golfers I see out here at Deer Creek, when they swing back, they're shifting their weight. They're swaying to the right. They're not pivoting their shoulders. So they kind of look like this when they take the club back. They have not made a deep enough arm swing. And so by doing the drill, club across the shoulders, right hip back, allows the shoulders to tilt. It's amazing the difference that I start seeing with people right away by getting their pivot better. This is the biggest mistake I see with golfers, especially with their driver. With the irons, you can get away with a little bit because you don't need as much of a pivot with the irons. But with the driver, you want to hit that ball high and far. You have to make a pivot. You have to make a turn. You have to extend and tilt and turn your body. So as I go back, my right hip is turning. That's the key to you hitting the ball farther. Taking your right hip pocket, my trail hip pocket, turning it back. That allows my hips to turn. It allows my shoulders to turn. Okay? From there, it's much easier to have a motion now that my shoulders are not going to unwind faster than my hips. Most people who don't do that, they go to here. They've swayed their weight back to their right. They haven't turned their shoulders, and so what happens is that their shoulders open first, their hips open first. They start to swing to the left, slice every time, or a mishit or a toe hit, just not solid. So you can see here, as I pivot back, now from here I am fully turned with my hips and my shoulders. This is going to allow my arms, in fact, I'll do it down the line here, as I go back, as I turn back. You can see how my hips have turned, my shoulders have turned. So I've definitely allowed my right hip to turn back. So as I go back, going this way. So now from here, what happens is that it's much easier for you to swing your arms around your body now. So here, I'm going to set up. So as I allow that hip to turn back, and my shoulders and my hips and my shoulders are turning, that allows my arms to swing around my body more. So now here, my arms are around my body. That's going to allow my weight to go forward. And you can see as I come into the back of the ball now, is that my head's in the center, my elbows are together, my weight's forward, and now I'm hitting out at the ball instead of across the ball. So the power pivot, crushing your driver, is crucial for you to be a good player with your driver. So again, let's do that again. So as I take this club back, as I come through now, you can see is that this is very interesting because the butt of this club is not twisted to the left immediately. It is pointed a little bit to the right. So if you're a slicer, this is going to be your drill. Here, across, and you can see is that my weight's forward, my head's centered, my shoulders are pointed to the right. Okay, so my head's centered. Now from here, as I hit this shot, I have no hint of that club traveling to the left. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that. I'm gonna do a couple practice swings first. Here around me. So backswing, pivoting the hip, let the shoulders turn back, full shoulder turn. I'll do a lot of videos here during my lessons at Deer Creek, and when people swing the golf club, they stop because they're swayed. So I don't see any of their back. So the camera shot I'm using right now, face on, I don't see any of their back. However, when I do this drill, you can see the difference. You can see all of my back there. You can see the back of my neck. You can see my back, my shoulders, everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and make another practice swing here. Power pivot, right hip back, arms around my body. I'm gonna let my arms orbit around my body. Go ahead and hit one here. So I would take that all day long. Nice little high draw. Probably in the 250, 260 range, not bad, I'll take it. So for sure, it produces a draw, okay? For sure it produces an into-out swing, into-out shot. It's an easier way to practice. Here's something that I highly recommend for all golfers out there. If you watch my videos, I don't hit a lot of golf balls. I do a lot of drills. I do a lot of static hold positions. I train myself by putting the club across my shoulders, by turning my hip back, holding this position. Now I'm like, okay, well here I can adjust myself. I can tilt a little bit more, extend a little bit more. Then from here, I can come back through. I can start to see how my shoulders, my back's to the target, my shoulders haven't opened, but my hips are forward, my weight's forward, my head hasn't moved forward. Okay, so I haven't gone this way. I've gone from the inside. That allows me to pivot through, okay, all the way around. So then when I take a practice swing, as I take it back, I'm like, okay, I'm in a really good position here. I've made my right hip go back. I've turned fully. My arms are around my body. Now from here, I can swing from the inside. So you can see as I'm holding a lot of these positions. So it's an excellent way for you to get better at the game faster. So you could spend 15, 20 minutes a night at your house doing these drills and repetition of this, and you would get better so much faster doing it like that. So let's go ahead and hit another one here. So I'm gonna make another practice swing all the way around. I'm gonna go ahead and hit one here. So we're gonna feel right hip back, arms around the body. And I can't hit, I mean, 2 in a row on the same line with a little high draw. I mean, it's about as solid as I can hit a ball. I'd be so happy with that shot. I mean, playing golf, I don't play golf a lot, but I can do these drills and I can replicate the motion over and over again. So you can see in my swing, the pivot, the motion down, my arms are swinging around my body. I'm not just swaying my hips, lifting my arms, bending my elbows, and cutting across the ball. So an excellent drill for most every golfer out there who wants to hit the ball higher, farther, and more solid. So as we do this, you notice here I'm focusing on the power pivot, how to crush the driver, pivot back. You can see as I move through, you can see my weight, my lower center moving forward. Okay, now I don't have my weight over here. Okay, I don't have my body turned around this way. That's why I'm using this drill. And you can see again, if I put this club across my shoulders, you can see I'm still extending, tilting, and turning my body. Okay, but the power pivot, the turn of the body, the way you're able to hit that shot is crucial. So again, I'm doing videos, 10 to 12 minutes long, hitting minimal golf balls, taking my time, not just scraping another ball over, hitting another one, hitting another one, hitting another one. So this is excellent practice for you. Like I said, you could even do it at home for crushing your driver. So again, I could even do this here, which I love to do these drills where I go back. Okay, I'm gonna feel my right hip back, my shoulders turn, my arms around my body, orbit. So you can see as I'm making slow motion back swings, back into impact. You know, most golfers would benefit just by doing from the top of their swing, you know, for setup to the top of their swing, back into impact. If you could do that 10 minutes a night, you would be so much of a better golfer and a better driver of the golfer. This works for everybody, beginner golfers and pretty much anyone who's able to play golf and wants to play golf really well. So anyways, this is my tip to you, how to crush your driver, the power pivot, allowing the right hip to turn back, allows the shoulders to turn back. So hopefully this helps you play better golf, have more fun on the golf course. So that's what I'm all about. I love helping golfers play better golf. Been teaching this game for over 20 years. So if you really like this video, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the like button, share it out with one of your friends who needs this help. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon. Have a great day.